And today we're going to do a beautiful vegan dish. There's a real upsurge in vegan food at the minute and alternatives to meat. So this is a lovely little vegan dish from Egypt. And if you want to come in and we'll have a look at the ingredients. So first thing I would say to vegans is get yourself some of this stuff here. It's organic Swiss vegetable bouillon. Fantastic to add flavour. We're going to roast off a lot of vegetables here. I'm going to show you how to make a couscous. And then what we've got is this Dukkah, which is a Egyptian nut and spice mix. So we've got coriander seeds, cumin seeds, hazelnuts, almonds, sesame seeds, pine nuts and salt and pepper. So that's just ground up and mixed through. The real power behind this dish comes from banana shallot. And what we're going to do is we're going to roast these off with salt and pepper and some balsamic vinegar. It will add a real depth of flavour to the whole dish. So you don't really want to be doing too much of those. That's the way I like to serve them through the dish. Okay, so that's it. Just take the skin off and then they go. Our next stage is just to add a little bit of garlic into that. Don't crush it, and just get it nice and fine. And so that's that. And at this stage now we add our balsamic vinegar and quite a bit of that. These onions will just soak that right up. We just add a little bit of ginger to that. Just get that mixed through. A bit of like, and you want to keep that sort of chunky-ish. I want to do some carrot. I just like to sort of very. It actually makes you feel as if you're sort of having a good bite to eat when you bite into something like this. Again, each time, just give it a good toss through. Okay. Now, a little bit of parsnip, exactly the same. Just adds a lovely wee sort of sweet note as you get a chunk. There you go. Personally, I like to add a bit of chili to this. Up to yourself, but you know me, I like it spicy. So just have a couple of chilies into that, and then we just add some of our tomatoes. Just chop these in half, add those in, and they'll give you a lovely little sort of explosion of flavour as well in that. Give that a good stir through, and we're going to roast that through the oven. I'll put a wee bit of olive oil on that just to help it along. And I need some rock salt in that. And a nice big whack of black pepper. Okay. I mean, look at that. Already just looks healthy and delicious. And this just roasts through a very hot oven for about 40 minutes covered in tin foil. Just blanch off our broccoli. It doesn't really suit being roasted in the oven so much, it goes a bit frazzly. So you just don't want to cook this for too long, and we're going to use the stems as well. People don't really use these stems, but I love them. So we take a very small pot and we start pulling our broccoli together. It stands up straight. It's a wee bit tricky to do this, but if you just keep it up straight, then all we're going to do is cover the bottom of the stems in boiling water, and we'll cook that for about 5 minutes. And then basically what happens is that the tops of the broccoli steam and the stems boil. Okay. For our stock, now what you could do would be all the peelings of those vegetables, right? You could boil those up in a little hot water. It takes sort of a good half hour or so, but you can use this. I find it an amazing alternative. As a matter of fact, I would use this in quite a lot of food apart from vegan stuff. So you need about a sort of tablespoon of that to about a litre of hot water. So we're very lucky here. We have boiling water on top. This is just like a little bouquet garnish. You get some parsley, some rosemary, some sage, and some bay leaf. Just tie it all up in a wee bunch and just stick it in, and just let that flavour come through in it. The more you can put into your stock, the tastier your couscous is going to get. So this is just straightforward, plain as you can get couscous. Very, very cheap. And depending on how many people you're feeding, we're going to make a decent bowl here. You just want to cover the couscous by an extra sort of couple of mils, and that's really about it. Gonna let that sit for about 5 minutes with a bit of cling film on it. It's had 5 minutes. And you can see at this stage it's all absorbed in. Okay, lovely. I just want to fork that through. Okay, and now we can start to add our flavors. So we're going to go with some of our Dukkah, which is absolutely wonderful. A little bit of coriander and a little bit of basil. And then we're going to add sort of juice of half a lemon. And then we stir that through. The lemon's really starting to come through beautifully there. And those herbs, the basil, beautiful. So this has had about, I don't know, about 30 minutes roasting off there. I've also roasted off a little bit of lemon there. Let's turn it off. And now you don't want all this just because we've got plenty of sort of stock in here. You know, you don't want to overstock it. We're just giving that a nice little mix through, and again we've kept that broccoli separate. Okay. But you know, when we're called the eye eats here, and that's the reason for that is you do eat with your eyes first, especially when someone's just trying to start a vegan diet. You know, you need to make this look really quite interesting for them. So we just run a little of that around the plate, and then we start just building our couscous. Okay, make sure you get a bit of everything. That's probably about enough. Okay. And then I've roasted off some lemon here, so I just want a few of those. And then the last little finishing touch we want is just like a little touch of coriander or something on top of that. Okay.